fundamental unit of life, that is cell. So, what do you mean by unit? Unit means that single thing which is complete in itself and can be a part of something large. So we all know unit, इकाई means कोई भी सिंगल चीज़ जिससे मिलके एक बड़ी चीज़ हम बनाते हैं. ओके. So if we talk about buildings, we all know that buildings are made up of bricks. If we join many bricks together, then we get a building. Okay. But so here the bricks are the building blocks of this building. Okay. No, if we talk about the living organisms, then for living organism, that building block is called as a cell. Okay. So it was discovered by the scientist Robert Hooke in 1665 that cells are the fundamental unit of living organisms. And cells are the structural and functional unit of living organisms. Why do we call that the cells are the fundamental unit of life? Cell is capable of independent existence. It means that a single cell can live on their own. Why? Because a single cell can carry out all the functions which are necessary for living beings, like nutrition, excretion, transportation, reproduction, the way an organism does. If we talk about the unicellular organisms like amoeba, paramecium, bacteria, all people are very well aware about the bacteria. Bacteria are the single-celled organism. These bacteria are single-celled organism, but they are capable of doing all the functions through a single cell, like nutrition, excretion, transportation. Okay, that's why unicellular organisms are capable of independent existence, which shows that cell has capability to exist independently. That's why cell is called as a structural and functional unit of cell. In fact, every multicellular organisms are made up of single cell. Single cells get divided from the existing cells, and then we get a multicellular organism. Okay, so a multicellular organism made up of many cells. And here a single cell represents the structural and functional unit of this living organism. Structure because these cells join together to form a multicellular organism. And why functional unit? Because a single cell itself is capable of independent existence. The single cell itself can do all the functions which are necessary for the living beings. Okay. Now the next part. Type of organisms based on cells. There are two types of organisms, unicellular organisms and multicellular organisms. Unicellular organisms are those organisms which are made up of only single cell, and multicellular organisms are those which are made up of many cells. Means where cells join together to form a multicellular organism. Okay. So unicellular organisms के examples हैं amoeba, paramecium and bacteria. Here this single cell is capable of performing all the types of function like respiration. In respiration we need oxygen. So single cell is capable of taking oxygen from the environment. Okay. Nutrition, amoeba, you all know. This is the amoeba. Amoeba is a single celled organism. Okay. Amoeba takes oxygen by simply diffusion, gives out carbon dioxide, simply diffusion. Amoeba, when like here is a food particle. If amoeba, जब amoeba को लेना होता है, then amoeba makes these false feet towards this food vacuole and engulf this food. So this single cell is capable of performing all the types of function. Okay, here. But in multicellular organisms, there occurs division of labor. What do you mean by division of labor? Division of labor means जैसे एक बड़ी सी कंपनी है, एक बड़ी सी कंपनी में करीब कुछ 100 करीब पीपल हैं. अब उसमें क्या होता है, हमें पता है किसी भी बड़ी सी कंपनी में, हम एक स्कूल में भी हैं, स्कूल में भी क्या होता है, हर एक टीचर को अपना अपना काम असाइंड होता है कि इस टीचर को ये सब्जेक्ट पढ़ाना है, इस टीचर को ये सब्जेक्ट पढ़ाना है. तो सेम लाइक इन मल्टीसेलुलर ऑर्गेनिजम्स, हर एक सेल का अपना अपना काम डिवाइडेड होता है. डिफरेंट टाइप्स की सेल्स दे जॉइन टुगेदर टू परफॉर्म डिफरेंट फंक्शंस. लाइक मसल सेल्स के पास में ये कैपेबिलिटी होती है कॉन्ट्रैक्शन, रिलैक्सेशन, इसी वजह से हम चल पाते हैं. ओके, so in multicellular organisms there occurs a division of labor and different types of cells perform different functions. There are nerve cells. Nerve cells helps in passing information to and fro from the brain to parts of the body. Muscle cells, contraction and relaxation. Okay, so there are different types of cells which are capable of doing different types of functions in multicellular organisms. Now on the small level, if we see that division of labor is also seen in a single cell. Division of labor also seen in the single cell. How? Each cell has its specific components which are called as a cell organelles which perform their specific function. Okay, like making new material in the cell, clearing waste material from the cell. So there are different types of function which a cell has to perform. So and that different types of function are carried out by the different cell organelles which are present in a cell. So the division of labor is also seen in a single cell. Okay, so a cell is able to perform all such functions just because of these cell organelles. Okay, now we come to a cell is made up of. What is a cell? Okay, so now first we will see that a cell is made up of three components: plasma membrane, also called as a cell membrane, second cytoplasm, and third one is the nucleus. Now what is the first component of cell is the plasma membrane. So plasma membrane is the living outermost covering of a cell. This one is the plasma membrane. Okay, this plasma membrane separates contents of cell from its surrounding. This plasma membrane is separating contents of cell from the surrounding. Okay, it allows entry or exit of some materials, in or out of cell, and also prevents movement of some other materials. That's why it is called as a selectively permeable membrane. Now what do you mean by the selectively permeable membrane or semi-permeable membrane? First if we talk about the fully permeable membrane means it will allow entry or exit of all the materials in or out of the cell. All the materials in and out of the cell. But semi-permeable membrane allows entry or exit of only some materials in or out of the cell. Okay, now how this membrane allows the entry or exit? By what process? There are two types of process by which this membrane allows the entry or exit of some materials in or out of the cell. The first one is the diffusion and second one is the osmosis. What do you mean by diffusion? Diffusion simply means random movement of molecules from higher to lower concentration. So let me give an example. Let me give you an example. When we put this is a beaker filled with water. So when we put a drop of ink in the water, what happens? When we put a drop of yellow ink, blue ink, red ink, whatever the color of ink, put a drop of ink in the water, what happens? This ink particles get diffused into the water and the water becomes, if this is the blue color ink, then water will become the water color will be blue. So diffusion, here is the diffusion. There is a random movement of molecules of ink from, here is the higher concentration of ink. So there is a random movement of molecule from higher concentration to lower concentration. So because of this diffusion, this ink molecule get diffused in the water and watercolor gets changed. Okay, so this is the diffusion. But so in diffusion, it can be of gases, diffusion can be of liquids, diffusion can be of solids. Okay, and if we talk about osmosis, so osmosis is the movement of water, it means movement of solvent particle, movement of water or solvent particles from higher concentration to lower concentration, but through a semi permeable membrane. Please keep remember it, that the movement of water molecules from higher concentration to lower concentration, but through a semi permeable membrane. So this is the osmosis. Let's understand the meaning of osmosis. This is a beaker joined to another beaker. In this beaker we have solvent, water,